G'day guys, how you doing? It's Sparrow, back again for another video on the underused ladder series that I am running at the moment. This time around I'm going to be bringing a Swords Dance Sceptile team. I'll take you through the team very quickly and we'll get straight into it. Okay, so and in this case, I'm opting to not run Dragon Claw. The reason being is I can use Iron Tail to lure in fairy types. Looking at this team, fairy types don't really need to be lured, but I do like the added utility of taking out Mega Altaria, which does look like a bit of a pain in the bum for this team to face. We may change it to Dragon Claw depending on how we go versus opposing Rotom, especially Rotom Heat, but at this stage I'm opting to keep it at Iron Tail. Next up we have Choice Bound Azumarill. I've explained Choice Bound Azumarill before, but the reason why we run so much speed is to outspeed Mantine here. Next up I am running Gliscor. This time I'm running quite a fast Gliscor. It actually outspeeds max speed Crocodile. I can taunt it, prevent it getting rocks. They usually will knock off, but at the same time I prevent the rocks going up and I can play around. I also like using taunt because I can block other Gliscor from setting up rock, as well as stall break a little bit with this version of Gliscor. Obviously does not have as much longevity, but it really helps. I find it a bit more useful than regular Roost on Gliscor. Next up we have Muck. You would have seen Muck on my Mega build. This time around I'm not running Fire Punch. I have other ways around Scizor, namely Volcanion. That pressures Scizor quite a bit, and once Scisor's item is knocked, Muck is done its job against an opposing Scizor. This time around I'm running Shadow Sneak, and obviously I don't need as much speed for Scizor. I'm creeping Blissey in this case, and I'm putting a bit more in my attack. Next up we have Crobat. Crobat is literally just here to block hazards, maximum speed. Z Brave Bird just does a lot of damage. It breaks through Serperior's um, substitutes and gets rid of it that way. I'm also able to take on Breloom with this Crobat. Lastly, we have Volcanion. Volcanion is Choice Scarfed. I had my doubts about this in the past, but Choice Scarf Volcanion really throws off people quite a lot. It's also good at outspeeding things like Raikou and below, as well as like Latias. It can outspeed Talonflame, although that's not really relevant, but it just really throws off people and it's really good to bring this thing early in the game. So that's usually how I intend to utilize this Volcanion, and I hope to show it off because it's not really a very common set and people don't really, including me previously, don't really see Choice Scarf Volcanion as its best set, but hopefully we can show you and it putting in some work. Alrighty. First game, stall. Alright, that's perfect. So my opponent has bought a stall team with Gliscor. I can hopefully taunt that with my own Gliscor early. I probably will be a Perish Trap Azumarill. It can't trap Volcanion, which is fantastic. And I can utilize Volcanion to lure in that Blissey early in the game. Once Blissey's gone, Volcanion kind of steamrolls this guy. So that's how I intend to play this. I'm going to go out to Gliscor early just to prevent him from getting his early rocks. Actually, I'm thinking about leading Volcanion just because I can threaten out Mega Aggron early and just go to Muck as well. So I'm going to lead with my Volcanion. He won't. I don't think he would expect it to be Choice Scarf if he does run speed on that Gliscor. So the only thing that could reliably switch into this Volcanion and not worry about the burn is Blissey. So that's why I'm leading with it here. Let's see what my opponent decides to do. Again, it is a stall matchup. They do have the advantage because they have longevity on their side. Any amount of hacks on me, i.e. burns or anything like that, toxic will add up as well. So my intention here is to hopefully break through this guy as quickly as possible when I'm using this kind of build. So my opponent decides to lead with Azumarill straight away. I'm still not sure what set he's running. I'm just going to go for the Sludge Bomb just to scout. Sludge Bomb does nothing to Blissey. Judging by the way he switched like that, I really think he is the Perish Trap Azumarill, which does nothing versus Volcanion, so I'm pretty happy about that one. Okay, so my opponent goes to Quagsire. Good play. He needs to use his Quagsire. That's okay. He's probably going to Scold. He goes for Scold. That's alright. Scold did a surprising amount of damage. Get my rocks up. That's going to keep pressuring Blissey every time it comes in as well. So um, that's fine by me. Going to go for U-turn, see what my opponent goes for. He might go for knockoff here if he is banded. If he's Perish Trap, Volcanion's the play, and I actually get a Steam Eruption here just because his Bliss is so low. And if I get a burn, so he is Perish Trap. Blissey's at 69%. That's fantastic. I'm going to go straight. I'm going to go to Muck first, just to catch that Blissey. Keep scaring him out. I'm going to go for a knock, or maybe perhaps a gunk shot. Let's see what my opponent decides to do. Goes to Blissey, going for a knock. He keeps taking 6.5%, 6.75, I think, from Stealth Rock after leftovers. So knockoff is in my best interest here. He shows that he's Wish Blissey. That's perfectly fine by me. I'm going to go for a Pursuit now. He doesn't want to lose his item. This is a bit of a mind game. The Protect actually negates the Stealth Rock damage, so that's pretty clever on his behalf. Going to go for knock. Yep, remove the item and the poison touch, and he's forced to protect here. Fantastic. Blissey is incredibly pressured by Muck. I've said this in the past. I really enjoy using Muck to trap Blissey. So he goes for protect. I can afford to pursuit. He's essentially forced to Wish Protect here. This is why at least Wish plus Softboiled on Blissey is probably better, or just Softboiled in general is just better. So I'm going to gunk shot. I'm going to knock now. He's in range of knock. He's going to go for the protect. I'm going to pursuit again. It's really good because getting the poison means essentially was doing 12% because it wasn't the full poison, and I can pretty much just go for Steam Eruption with Volcanion now. So looking really, really healthy here. He brings in his Gliscor. I'm going to go for my Gliscor, probably setting his rocks correct. That's okay with me. I'm going to taunt. I don't know what he wants to go for. In case he goes for like a Swords Dance or a Toxic, he's probably Stealth Rock, Roost, Earthquake, Toxic. I doubt he's Stealth Rock and Defog. That doesn't make sense in my opinion. I'm going to bring in my Azumarill here. He can't switch into that either. He can't switch into a Liquidation because he's opted not to run Alomomola. So that's my play. His hope was a burn there. He doesn't get the burn. So looking at this guy's team, if he had have run something along the lines of Alomomola, he would have had a better stop to Choice Band Azumarill. He doesn't have choice. He doesn't have a stop to Choice Band Azumarill, and he gives me the free switch to Volcanion. Volcanion's going to come in. His best play is actually the double to Muck here. I might consider taking that into account. At the same time, I can afford to sack Gliscor here. If he doubles to Muck, does that make Liquidation? Liquidation isn't my best play if he doubles to Muck. This is a bit of a tough turn. I'm going to go to Crobat just in case he doubles here. But if he's doubling, is Liquidation my best play? I need to cover in case he goes for Whirlpool because I like how much Azumarill pressures his team. So it is a tough decision I have here. I feel like perhaps going to Crobat is the best play. I then can at least threaten his Muck. He just shows that he's Whirlpool. I'm going to Roost. He doesn't know what I'm running. Now I can afford to U-turn. He's probably going for Perish Song now. I go to Volcanion. Nothing can switch into this, so his best bet is to try and stall out Steam Eruption. That's okay. I'm going to go for Steam Eruption the first time, Steam Eruption the second time, and then I'm going to double into my own Azumarill again. See, my opponent still has ways to play around this. It just comes down to how I switch around this now. As I said in the past, stall is a bit of a tough matchup. I think going Azumarill now is the best play and just clicking Liquidation. He's forced out. Yep, that's fine. He's forced out and nothing wants to take this Liquidation now. So I think I made the best play there. Quagsire comes in. It's 2-hit KO'd by a Liquidation. His best switch is Azumarill, and Azumarill is asleep. So I think I can actually KO that Azumarill now. It gets 2 turns of sleep. My Azumarill is faster. I was doing 29%, minus the 3 turns of leftovers, which is something around 6.25 times 3, which is 18.75. He brings in his Muck. If he's running speed on it, oh, my Azumarill is faster, so I'm just going to try and get damage on this because that was his other switch into my Volcanion. He shows his Iapa Berry. I don't know. He must be Recycle. He must be some version of Curse Muck with Recycle. Um, got very lucky with that Poison Jab roll there. Azumarill takes out Muck. I believe he's going to go to Aggron here. If not, he's going to Gliscor just because he knows it's faster. Goes to Aggron. I feel like Volcanion is able to win fairly easily, especially after this liquidation here. He still doesn't know that I'm Choice Scarf unless he somehow knows the team, but Volcanion's looking very nice here, and so is my Swords Dance Sceptile. I mean, if I can get this Aggron low, Swords Dance Sceptile has a good time too. So that's my plan. I'm just going to calc the damage here. I don't know if I'm forced to go for a Fire Blast here, so I'm just going to double check. Same time, I want to go for Sceptile-Mega defensive. I want to go for Steam Eruption because it's more accurate as well. So let's see how much this does. Steam Eruption only does 43.7%. A little shaky. I'm forced to go for Fire Blast, so let's go for it. Fire Blast misses the Blissey. He's going to protect. It's a bit of a waste of a turn because he has no leftovers. I need to hit this Fire Blast here. Steam Eruption, in some hindsight, was the best play. I hit the Fire Blast. Blissey's gone. I'm happy with that. I still have the chance to bring in Volcanion later. So I'm going to sack my Gliscor here. At the same time, his Gliscor can't touch my Gliscor, so I think it's just the best play. I can taunt. Yeah, we're looking pretty sweet, boys. So, as you can see, as I've said in the past, I really think that Muck plus a good special attacker is a good way to threaten fairly middle and low ladder stall builds, and most high level stall players will understand how much Muck pressures their team, and they'll make plays to avoid having their Blissey in against Muck. So that's something to be aware of once you get higher up in the ladder here. Alrighty. Let's see what my opponent decides to go for. He's taking his sweet time. I really hope he's not trying to time a stall. This has already been a long enough match. Really happy with the outcome so far. Goes for Earthquake. That's fine. I don't think he has a play, to be honest. I'm going to go for my own Earthquake. He goes for Earthquake. Yeah, so we're going back and forward with Earthquake. Thanks, Bob. Pretty low level trolling. Bob, just wanted to say to you, you're a great player, you're a great battler. If applied yourself just a little bit, you'd be a bit more respected as well. I don't even know why you'd even comment that. It was pretty uncalled for, and it was worth nothing. But thanks anyway, mate. Thanks for the input. Glad you felt like you're being funny. Alrighty, my opponent forfeits. Great game, mate. Thanks for that match. Let's go on to the next one. Another stall match. I've actually played this guy before. He knows the team, so this will be an interesting one. I beat him with Swords Dance Sceptile before. You can see once I get a Swords Dance up and his Steelix is low, Sceptile kind of wins. That's why I'm going to lead with Volcanion. Force in, keep his Alomomola in. He's probably going to go for a knock. If he goes for a knock, I got Gliscor. Oh, perfect. That's fine by me. I'm going to go for Earthquake this time around to damage that Tentacruel, put it really low. That's fantastic. I think U-turn's the play now. He stays in. I don't mind that. If he Sludge Wave is fine. If he Toxics, he might knock off. That's alright. I don't need speed on Volcanion here. I can now go for Steam Eruption fairly safely. He brings in Blissey. I don't know if he's going to double. To scout that double, I'm just going to Steam Eruption again. Okay, he shows at his wish. I don't want him going to his Tentacruel at the same time. I'm locked into Steam Eruption. I just want to get the quick calc on this Tentacruel now. Let's see his max HP. Steam Eruption does 21 to 25. His Tentacruel is at 25. I don't know if going through for the roll is worth it yet. I'm going to go to Gliscor. His Blissey is actually low. He also knows that my Gliscor is faster and can outdamage. So I'm going to go for a U-turn. If he stays in, good on ya. He doesn't stay in. Volcanion's coming back out just to pressure Steelix again. Now he is kind of forced to go to his Blissey. That's fine by me because I'm going to go to Azumarill. At the same time, Muck is looking pretty sweet. I'm going to go Muck here. Alrighty. So I'm going to go for a knock because I know his wish. Don't get the poison. He's going to protect here. I'm going to go for pursuit just in case he switches. Okay. He's not going to want to switch. I'm going to go for gunk shot. He does switch. Good play. I should have pursued. At the same time, I've removed his Blissey's leftovers. That's fine by me. I'm going to go to Gliscor. Going to get up my rocks. This is where it gets a little interesting because he's able to pressure me with his Steelix. He goes to Crobat. That's fine. He goes for the U-turn. Thank you. I get momentum back. He knows that I'm Swords Dance Sceptile. I can't go to Sceptile and hope to force him out here. I also know that he's Toxic plus knockoff Alamamola. That's fine because that can't touch Crobat. I'm going to defog. If he goes to Steelix, great one, mate. He goes for knock. That does nothing. I'm going to U-turn here. I can go into my Gliscor. I know it's Taunt Gliscor, so he can't bring in Steelix. He might be going into Blissey here. That's okay. It has no leftovers. He's not. He goes into Steelix. I get the Taunt off. I get a free Earthquake here. If he goes to Crobat, I'm going to taunt it after it defogs. He'll be forced to defog first. Go for my Earthquake. His Heavy Slam does more. I'm going to U-turn now. Let's catch that Crobat coming in. Goes to Alamamola. That's fine. We're looking pretty good at the moment, boys. There is going to be a time when I'm going to be forced to make a decision when to take a poison or a knock. At the same time, Muck is still looking pretty sweet. He's probably going to go to Steelix again. He might wish. He might try to get his Tentacruel in. It's probably Zed Haze. I don't know. I feel like Pursuit's the best play and hoping to try and get Poison Touch activated. So I'm going to go for Pursuit. He goes for Knock. I don't mind losing my Assault Vest. I don't really need Muck to switch into any special attacks here. He goes to Steelix. That's alright. I'm going to go to my Gliscor again. That's fine by me. Earthquake here. He goes to Alamamola. I'm going to Taunt now. Hey, Ski Mask Slump God 22. Thanks for saying hi, mate. Appreciate it. Alamamola can't get a wish off. It only knows Knock and Toxic. If it stays in, I'm going to my Muck. I'm going to U-turn. Going straight to Muck. Perfect. Going to go for the Pursuit. He doesn't want this knocked off. I get a chance to Toxic it as well. So that's the mentality here. He goes for Knock. I don't get the Toxic. This time I go for my Knock. I remove its item and I get the Toxic off. He's forced to protect. If he switches, he's in a bad spot. I'm going to go to Gliscor here so I can taunt whatever it is. I can't taunt. I don't need to taunt the Steelix. I can just Earthquake. His only heal bell user is the Blissey, so I'm looking really good at the moment. Really happy with my position. I'm going to U-turn to scout the Crobat. He goes to Quagsire, and this is where I can bring in Sceptile. There you go. About being patient, guys. You got to be patient. His Crobat is at... I really want to set up a Swords Dance, but I know I can't yet because if he Toxics, Sceptile's gone. At the same time, should I just risk it, guys? Let's just do a calc of Iron Tail on Crobat. Sceptile. Iron Tail has a decent chance to KO after Stealth Rock. 93.8% in fact. I actually got 41% at +4 with Leaf Blade, so we can actually determine what kind of bulk he's running. Okay, middle ground was 41. I'm going for a Swords Dance. He gets up to Toxic. I'm going to go for Iron Tail. I should have Leaf Bladed. I got impatient. If I lose the game, that's my fault. I had to risk something at some time. He knows he can go to Crobat. Nothing switches into Leaf Blade. I feel like Leaf Blade is the play. At the same time, I just don't want to let Toxic get too out of hand. I'm going to go for... He might sack Alamamola. It's too low. Nothing else switches in. I'm going to go for the Leaf Blade. Basically, I beat this guy last time because he didn't know that I was Swords Dance Sceptile. So he sacks the Alamamola. That made sense there. If he goes to Crobat, we know that Iron Tail takes it out. Steelix is going to be way too low after this Earthquake, so I don't mind losing Sceptile here, because now his Blissey's at 81. Okay, he also has nothing that walls Azumarill. Beside Tentacruel, I don't know what his Tentacruel set is. I'm going to go to Azumarill. Let's liquidate. Let's liquidate our assets, boys. That was shit. Sorry, guys. Okay, liquidation does a shit ton. He shows his Black Sludge. I'm going to go for another one. He goes for knock. I'm fine with that. So this is just really just whittling him down. His Quagsire can come in. I have Volcanion. This can pretty easily get out of hand, but I still have Taunt Gliscor, so I'm still not super worried. I'm gonna go for my play rough. Oh, how much does Aquajet do? Liquidation is that. Let's go for Aquajet. That'll take him out. All right, looking pretty good. That's one form of his hazard control up out of the way. He can't go Bliss. He's pretty much forced to go Quagsire here. That's fantastic. He goes to Crobat, essentially showing that he wants to go for Zed Bravebird. I'm going to get damage. He goes for Zed Bravebird. This is where I bring in my Crobat, and I'm going to go for going to scare him off. I'm just going to Zed Bravebird anyway. He's probably bringing Steelix. That was a speed type. That's sad. At the same time, what can you do? Let's do it. If he KOs with Bravebird here, it's game over for me. I really want to Pursuit. It's probably my best play, but he probably knows that, so I'm going to knock here. He roosts. Good play, mate. He's won the match. That speed tie. Also, the main thing that lost it for me there, boys. Did that crit matter? No, it didn't. The main thing that lost me that match was just getting Sceptile in too early. I hope you guys can learn from that. At the same time, this guy knew the team. He had a bit of an advantage. Yeah, so good game, mate. Got greedy with Sept. Good game. Alrighty, he's pretty high up on the ladder, so I'm not too upset by that one. I only lose 7 points. Alright guys, next one. Let's please not get another stall match. I won't be too worried if we do. As you guys could see, I got greedy with Sceptile. I probably should have switched. I definitely should have switched actually. Or just gone for the Leaf Blade. If I had gone for Leaf Blade, this match would have been a lot more different. And Leaf Blade was actually my best play in hindsight. I don't know what I was thinking there. I was thinking too much about the end game. Pardon me. Let's just show you the Leaf Blade calc, because I believe it is a one-hit KO regardless of the bulk. See, that's Timid Leaf Blade, so Jolly Leaf Blade is a KO. Just in case you guys are doubting that one. Yeah, guaranteed one-hit KO. Alrighty. Have fun, mate. Let's see how this one goes. Got Scizor, he's got the Heracross. Volcanion can put in a bit of work. I feel like my best option here is to lead with Sceptile and just threaten him early on. He leads with Manectric. I'm going to go to my Gliscor. I need to keep Muck healthy for... Oh, he makes a good play. That's alright. I don't care. I'm still triggered from the last game. This guy's making the big dick plays with the, the first turn Hidden Power Ice. Really, really getting risky with the Muck there. This is going to do a lot of damage. I hope I get Poison Touch now to punish him. If I had gone to Muck first up, it would just wasted his turn. That's really unfortunate for my opponent. I only wanted the poison. That's all right. I'm going to go Crobat. If he facades, good on you, mate. He also can't switch into Crobat anymore anyway. So facade is his best play. Knowing that, I still need to keep Muck, so I have to switch here. I am forced to switch. I actually had what is it? He's probably going to go to his Minetric here. That means I have to go for Brave Bird. Goes to Seismitoad. My best play was Zed. The Zed move. That kind of blows. Um, Essentially, if I had gone for Zed Brave Bird, this Seismitoad would have just been blown out of the way. Really would have made Volcanion a legitimate threat late game. I don't agree with my opponent's HP Ice play. It was really risky. It paid off for him. I just don't agree because it made things too. It just made it like a stupid 50-50 essentially for my opponent that he ended up winning. So he's probably going to expect the liquidation, so he might go to. I'm just going to play rough. Goes for the Zed Brave Bird. Play rough does a decent amount. I can go to my Volcanion now. I don't know how much Brave Bird does from this range. Really disappointed that my opponent made that first turn HP Ice play. He made the play that paid off in the end, so who am I to complain? Okay, my opponent's not going to expect that this is. He's probably going to go to his Seismitoad. Um, he can free U-turn here. That's a shame. I have to Fire Blast. The problem with Choice Scarf Volcanion, it is slower than Max Speed Crobat. He brings in Seismitoad, I get off the Fire Blast. I have to bring in my Azumarill, so I can bring it in later on. Azumarill is slower. I don't know if it's my best play. 177 is slower than the speed that Seismitoad runs. I can bring in Sceptile. This one's lost, guys. Really quick last game. Hidden Power Ice was really, really risky by my opponent, and it ended up paying off for him. So good on you, mate. You made the play that got you the best reward, but I don't know if it was worth risking it at that point in time. I'm going to go for Earthquake here, hopefully just to catch that Scizor. I don't really have much of a chance anymore. He just made a really risky play turn one, and it paid off for him. So what else can I say other than it worked? If I had have just been regular Sceptile, like normal non-sword stance Sceptile, he actually lost to Leaf Storm, I believe. Let's have a look. Just to show why Hidden Power Ice wasn't the play there. Leaf Storm. Yeah, he lost his Mega Manectric to a Leaf Storm. That is why I don't agree with that play. That says to me my opponent must know my team, or he just doesn't know the calculation, because that was such a risky play. At the end of the day, it paid off for him, but I want to explain to you why you need to take time, because he could have lost his Manectric turn one. Mega Sceptile is naturally faster than Manectric, so I'm not sure what my opponent was thinking. If he had lost Manectric and I had have had my Sceptile and my essentially just my whole team left, he would have just been in a really poor position, and I would have just been in an advantageous position, I guess. Looking at the team that he has to make the risky plays. Yeah, hopefully I was able to explain why the plays he made weren't the most optimal plays. Alright, I have to sack Sceptile here. It was my only thing faster than bloody Manectric, but I had no choice. I can only bring in Volcanion once. This is over, boys. This was a crap game as well. I'm so sorry. I just did not expect him to go for that play with Manectric. It was such a bad play. He just essentially lost Manectric if he... Yeah, that's alright. What was the chance? He had a very good chance to lose it. He had a 87.5% chance to lose that Manectric. I really don't agree with my opponent's play there. Volcanion, I lose to Stealth Rock now. Muck can't sweep. My best play would be going to Muck to catch the Latias. I'm just going to go for the Steam Eruption, and I don't know, hope my opponent has a brain aneurysm or something like that. Thanks for the game, mate. You made a really Funky play. Steam Eruption doesn't even KO. 5 loss was the play. My opponent was able to make such a risky play anyway. Pretty much Sizzle beats Muck now. So there you go. Turn 1. Hidden Power Ice. Don't agree with it. I understand why he went for it. It was no drawback versus a Sceptile. So yeah, that makes sense. Gonna go for Shadow Sneak. Really shitty outcome there, guys. Little sad by that one. Goes for the T-Bolt. That's alright. I told you, Sizzle wins anyway. Yeah. Good game, mate. Well played early on. I guess I could have switched around Minetric a little safer, but like really what plays are you trying to make? Like how else can I play differently to get the advantage there against Minetric? Good game, mate. Well played. You did that. I don't know. I honestly don't know. And look how low you were. So I didn't even understand the play. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Bit disappointing, cop 2 losses this time around, but I hope you guys enjoyed watching the live. I hope you guys enjoy the team. I'll leave it in the description below. Let me know if you have any questions about me or about my teams or about Pokemon in general. I'd be happy to answer them. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye bye.